All right. Well, hello out there in cryptocurrency land. What's up, Russ? MCL, Paul, Simon. What's up, guys? Extreme stream. Yeah, a little bit late today. Family wouldn't leave me alone, so had to go do some family stuff. I'm like, but there's Bitcoin. They go, but there's family. I'm like, well, what am I going to say to that? So, yeah, there we go. We did get a pump. We did get a breakout. Some guys in the Slack chat were asking for an extreme stream, so figure I'd oblige them. And figure we check out what Bitcoin is doing. We actually ended our extreme stream, or our power hour this morning, and I wasn't expecting a breakout so soon. We did talk about later in the afternoon. Things tend to happen on Sundays. That's usually towards UTC midnight, which is in about an hour and a half from now, and we broke about 4 hours ago. So a little bit early on Sunday, which is okay. But it basically came out of nowhere. We were holding nice and tight. We had a couple of different lines drawn for a ascending triangle here, and then yeah, we just ended up breaking out. Yeah, it really just kind of came out of nowhere. It's hard to forecast that. I mean, even zooming in really tight here would have been hard to say, oh yeah, that's gonna break out and go past 8,500. So that would have been difficult, but. Yeah, it was a good breakout. Volume was good. Look at my volume aggregation tool, extraordinarily bullish. Selling starting to creep in a little bit, but that's okay. The rest of the market kind of bounced out with everything else, and that's fine too. We are pulling in a little bit. You can see kind of a double top there in BTC. We've got Ethereum with an extension actually, and then pulling in slightly. XRP did pretty good. XRP a longer term hold of mine. And pretty nice little bounce there. It's got the 15-minute for right now. Bitcoin Cash doing pretty good. Looks like it filled in that symmetrical triangle. We've been talking about this. We just came up and touched that. And we were talking about potentially picking up spots in this if it broke, and it actually did. That one broke out pretty good. They're stalling a little bit here. We could go out to fill the rest of this pattern out. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. We did note Litecoin's early breakout the other day. Litecoin has been leading Bitcoin. And it is also the case in right here as well by about a couple of days. Litecoin led Bitcoin, and then off to the races we go. Do I think Bitcoin has pulled back enough? No, let's go to the 15-minute for this. Well, so far you have basically a little cup right there. I mean, not a lot of selling volume stepping in here. We have resistance here at about 8,800. So if we can break above 88, we'll see what the next leg is like. Sometimes these first legs end up getting a majority of the run. Sometimes the second runs will jump up and then kind of flag out and then meander about. Litecoin did something similar to that actually. Like right here during this run when it initially pumped a couple days ago. Litecoin did something like that. So it came up, formed a little flag, bounced up higher again, then got choppy. It did meander its way higher. It did just kind of play out up. We never did quite come back to these levels, but it was chopping around. So, if you missed the first pop, maybe you'll get the second pop, but you may expect some type of pullback. I don't think that should be out of the realm of possibility. So BTC with the first pop here. Litecoin's already on its second major pop. Is how that's going. One coin that we've been pretty excited about over here in the real crypto community. We've been talking about Lumen here on the daily chart. There's an inverted head and shoulders. We've been discussing getting it and up here to basically the 20 cent level, almost 21 cents. Been kind of charting it pretty nicely. And this frozen rope pattern, we were talking about this today, and lo and behold, there we go. A little bit of a breakout there, and then a nice little rally. We'll see if this sustains. So far, we found some resistance here at this neckline, and ideally we'll get a consolidation, then further breakout from there. Oh, thanks, Ian. Ian with a super chat. I appreciate that. That's very nice. Yeah, the crypto community is pretty good. I will have to say that. I do like the crypto community too. So thanks, Ian. But yeah, so Lumen here, we talked about this the other day as it was getting up to this trend line for the, looks like the 4th time. And they just started kind of meandering about. Wasn't really any volume. Even here, there's not a tremendous amount of volume. That's interesting. That's on TradingView Bittrex. That has the most history. I don't think that's the most volume by a long shot. Let's go check out XLM dollar Bitfinex. And we can try Coinbase. That's probably not going to be a tremendous amount of volume either. Okay, yeah, there was some good volume on Coinbase. Yeah, I should have kept this one up here too. We had 3 XLMs. I reduced them to 2, but I should have kept the Coinbase one up. We noticed this the other day that it was nicely in line underneath the trend line. Then there's some nice volume on the breakout for XLM. So XLM potentially getting up to the 20-cent level. Some really good. Hey, what's up, Eli? Yeah, some pretty good gains potentially here for XLM, especially out of these lower levels. It's probably still buyable. It's a little bit elevated. Pulling back here is pretty good. Not that it's going to go there immediately. It could take you several days. That's fine. That's fine. It's okay to take a little bit of time. You know, we are basically, we are out of the bear market. We've been discussing a lot about trying to stay in trades longer, removing that short-term trading bias, and trying to stay in those trades so you can capture those bigger moves in Bitcoin, Litecoin, XLM here. You know, even if you held, we bought XLM down here. Actually, sold some XLM here. I rebought over here. Even if you held through here, I'm not mad at that because, with the market cycle shifting and the market, not really looking bearish at all. It's been pretty strong holding with this ascending triangle. Trying to stay in the trades longer has been more advantageous, and you're able to capture all of the move instead of just little bits here and there. But even if you're catching little bits and taking profits at good levels, you can still have a pretty good account, pretty good increases over the past month or so. But yeah, overall good trading. The altcoin market has been a little difficult to get a beat on. The dollar coin market has really been where it's at. We had a couple good trades in alts, but we've really noted that there hasn't been a tremendous amount of altcoin charts that have looked very, very, very good. We've been kind of looking. We've been looking every day, but it's just they haven't shown up, and that's basically because Bitcoin's just been consolidating and continuing the rally. We did have a couple of good coins pump, but yeah, we caught Matic. Matic was gangbusters. That was a fun trade. A few fun trades on Matic. We basically caught this whole second half of the move. We caught this move here, and then tried this move. This one failed, but you can't get all of them. But that was a good attempt on Matic. Matic worked out pretty good. We're looking for the next Matic. We have some setups that we've been looking at that they would like to really catch these extreme moves, and hopefully we'll get some of those in the future in the Power Hour. Let's take a look at some comments. I'm not gonna be on here a tremendous amount of time. I do have like I said, the families around here. We got friends over and stuff, but I figure with the market movement, I take the time to do a live stream for everybody. Yeah, Bob did give us Matic Monkeytron. Yeah, that was a Bob name. Absolutely. Bob picked some good coins, man. Thanks, Alex. Hey, guys, if you haven't done so already, please feel free to hit the like button on the video. That's always, YouTube likes that stuff. It's good for the algorithms. Gets the video up there and gets other people looking at it, and they'll shove it in other people's faces. So if you want to flood the world with real crypto, hit that like button, hit subscribe. Most of you guys probably are subscribers, so. And if not, please hit that subscribe button. So thanks for joining me. Let's check out some comments here. Let me scroll up a little bit. Got mostly friendly faces here. A lot of guys that I've seen on here many times before. English, I think I've seen you here once or twice. Not sure if you're new. Russ. I know Russ. Russ has been here. Russ is heavy Litecoin, so I'm rooting for that. Yeah, Litecoin's done well, man. It's been leading the market. I don't think there's any reason to doubt Litecoin's pedigree at this stage of the game. Yeah, I missed Litecoin pop up here. I actually did pick up some Litecoin up elevated, but I'm like, if this thing's up and holding, which it was, and But yeah, Litecoin. Litecoin's great. Really good volume coming out of here, and tremendous amount of upside potentially left for Litecoin. It may be the first one to fail since it was the first one to break out, but so far so good for LTC. Stop loss if you bought at 8100, Robert. Let's take a look. 81. To be honest with you, I mean, right now I'd probably have it down here at 78.58. I'd let this consolidation form itself, and then if we get another expansive leg up, you can, wherever we end up the low in this area, whatever it ends up being, I have no idea what it's going to be, you can move your stop up to there. You do want to move into a position of profitability, but at the same time you want to give it room to run. So I don't know if I would be really moving my stop up quite yet, because here's 81. That's where is 81, right? Something like that. So there's 81. Great buy, by the way. Good job. And yeah, I don't know if I would yet be moving it up. Not quite yet. You could put it right there. That's our ultimate low at this stage of the game. You could try to put it right there if you really want to just take money off the table in case this thing starts to cave. That could be your initial stopping point. But if you want to give it more room, and if you think we're going to have another leg, I would keep my stop down here, because there's a possibility that obviously it could wick under this or do something else, or it could go into some kind of a descending flag pattern, then break out again. You want to keep all options on the table in these circumstances. And so I would just keep it basically at break even. Yeah, there's no need to lose money on a good breakout like this. If Bitcoin does just completely cave on you, that's not a game I want to play. So I'd keep your stop at about even right now. Kevin, you think Bitcoin will hit 10K on this pump because the pump should have been much bigger since it had been in a squeeze? Well, one thing about, in terms of the squeeze, the shorts are really, really low right now. It's been low ever since we had that right there. There was a big drop in the shorts. Oddly enough, coincided with a drop in the price. But big dump in the shorts, and we've basically been bullish since. Yeah, as far as 10K, we actually did our daily roundup today. We do it once a week, usually on Saturdays, but today we did it on Sundays. And what I mentioned was, Monkeytron was mentioning, some people were talking about a blow off top. And what I was saying is that if we do have a blow off top, 12K I think is in the cards for this run potentially. So in terms of 10K, I don't think 10K is out of the realm of possibility at all. I think 12K may be some stronger resistance. We had 11,775, if you guys remember. I said that about, 1,000 times. There's that 11,775, give or take. I'm drawing it from like over a year ago. Whatever it ends up being. Yeah, there you go, 11,775. You can see on the high right there. So, yeah, there you go. So we could bounce up into this area. There was a failed breakout. This is one of the very strong resistance points I feel. The fact that we blew straight through this 6K level and ended up all the way up here shows that this is not a very strong resistance area. And this, I think, would be your next stronger resistance. And we could come up and hit that. If you look at it from a measured move perspective, it doesn't look out of the realm of possibility. You could take this, wherever you want to draw this, you could. And if you take it right to the top, that gets you right up to that level. If you take it to the bottom there, it gets you close. So, yeah, we could get up there. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. Answered stop loss question. Real Crypto, do you still believe in ontology? What do you mean believe? I don't believe in many cryptos. Ontology, I will say, it has a nice cup and handle pattern. We actually discussed this today a little bit because we were doing daily charts. Pretty nice cup and handle pattern. It is moving up a little bit. You see, it's only up 3%. When BTC's up 7 and Litecoin's up 7, and ETH has been underperforming for the most part lately. But when you see something like ontology only up 3%, Neo only up, these are your laggards. These are the coins that are not having good runs. They're putting money to work elsewhere. And so I would be avoiding these coins right now. What the heck? Hold on a second. Something's going on in my other room. Like I said at the top of the power hour, family just won't go away. They're playing with my subwoofer and it was just buzzing. And then my kid hit his head on the TV. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Russ is staking ONT for long term. I like the project. Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah. I got nothing wrong with Ontology, but I really try to base coins based on their chart. And I will say about Ontology, on the plus side, this is a beautiful run up. 227%. And then you have a nice cup and handle here. So I'm not mad at Ontology. I just wouldn't trade it right now. If you do see some elevated volume come into Ontology, I would be interested. I mean, again, I'm a chart guy, and even on a charting basis, let's go ahead and naked chart this real quick. So even when I naked chart it, you can see even a semblance of a double bottom with I'm not sure if that undercuts on that one or not, but little double bottom right there. Very low volume on the drawdown here. We were talking about that today too. And then your handle here on the right-hand side. So Ontology could break out. It didn't do it with this run in the market. It may do it when BTC settles down, because I still think Ontology trades more like an altcoin than it does a top dollar coin. That could change in the future, but it hasn't yet. And Ontology ranked 22, so yeah, it's not a small coin by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm not mad at it, but I don't like it. I like the setup. I don't like the action right now. But I do like this accumulative phase in Ontology. That's pretty good. Facebook Stellar partner comes out. Yeah, that may be one of the things with XLM. XLM is actually being used by quite a few large companies. IBM uses XLM. I can't think of other ones off the top of my head right now, but XLM is a good one. This has a pretty good pedigree. It's been around for a long time. Good percentage to all-time highs, and even a good percentage immediately in front of it with this inverted head and shoulders target. Up about 60% from the lows, and even from here you're looking at 55%, not too shabby. Maybe a little pullback in XLM, and a couple of weeks from now we'll be up here, and all will be right with the world. Think there'd be another chance to buy the 6K range? Well, the more we go up, the less likely it is. Bitcoin's pullbacks only get so big in a healthy market, and the market's acting pretty healthy right now. So if you get down to the 6K range, about 20%, that's doable to getting down into the 6,000 handle, but that's like 6,900. If you remember, we had this pop down here a week or two ago. It got down to 66, which is actually right at the top range of my resistance. So support becomes resistance, resistance becomes support. Pretty sure at this point everyone's familiar with that. If you're not, that's the way it works. And so we've kind of had a box like this in Bitcoin is kind of the resistance range on the way up. It ran through it, didn't care at all, but look what happened. That resistance became support right there. And so that's pretty telling, I think, of the type of market that we're in. We did find support where we should have found support, and then we rallied and followed through today. So that's pretty good for Bitcoin. And in terms of getting back down into 6K territory from here, probably not for a while. We could come up here, and let's say we do get to 12K. Getting down to 6 would be like a 50% decline if we got up towards 12,000. Bitcoin generally doesn't drop that deep it'll drop, you know, well, let's go check it out. You can go back in history and see how far Bitcoin likes to drop. So we had this huge parabolic run. That one dropped 40%. This one dropped 40%. We've done this in the power hour like 4 times. 40%. I do this for you guys for the exercise. I know the number, 34%. But, you know, got to show you guys that it's not just fluff when I talk this stuff. 40%. So Bitcoin likes to drop about 40% and then bounce. It's pretty consistent. I think this one exceeded that. Yeah, this one's down about 70%. But obviously this was after the parabolic run. And if you remember my videos back from up here about the head and shoulders pattern, and where was my target? It was a head and shoulders target that we exceeded here. It was 10.5, or it was 11.5. We got to 10.4, I think, is what it was. And that's where this drop was here. But even that immediate drop, that was 46. See, that exceeded, that changed the structure. And then we had our dead cat bounce, and then another 46% drop. So even if we do drop in BTC, it's unlikely to drop more than 40%. That's been its range, and that's usually after something. So from here, if we drop, we can go through and do 40%, you know, sub 6K. Will it happen? I don't know. Right now, it's not looking like it will. Maybe that'll change. And, you know, when it starts looking like it'll roll over, that's what we do every single day in my power hour, is we go over, you know, potential situations. And here we talked about, you know, breaking up and going with it. If it goes up, don't trade on what ifs. You know, a lot of people are still have bear market mentality, even guys in the power hour. And, you know, it's nice to hear the honesty and that it's hard to shake that bearish sentiment and just kind of stay with the trade. But as long as you understand that, you can work your way through that. We're trying to do that. But yeah, so you go with the market, you go with what it shows you, and today it showed you to buy it, and hopefully you bought it if you weren't already in it. You got a few points on LTC, very nice. Never shaved Litecoin, very flammable. Oh, Mexican Charlie Lee with a super chat. Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much. Can Litecoin hit 1,000 by end of year? I'm gonna go with no. I'm going with no on that one. It's a little too much. That would take Litecoin well past its all-time high. I mean, the market feels good right now, but we usually have pullbacks and things like that. So getting to 1,000, I think, is probably not very viable. You know, I would say this about those really large numbers: don't focus on those large numbers. I was having a conversation with another member of the Power Hour yesterday or the day before about something, and it was performance based, and I said, don't focus. It was like, hey, by the end of the year, if this happens, then this is going to happen. And I said, hey, you know, you can't focus on that. You can only focus on what's going on in front of you in the charts. If you focus on trying to make 100% by the end of the year, that's a lot of pressure. If you just focus on trading and having good trading rules and following those trading rules and adjusting your strategy according to the market, you'll do fine. Maybe you'll do 100%. Maybe you'll do 300%. Maybe you'll do 10%. But by giving yourself the added pressure of, you know, is this portfolio going to do 100+%, or I want Litecoin to hit 1,000? You're shooting for a number that may not be in the charts in terms of that $1,000 Litecoin. So anytime you're trading, you just kind of want to go with it. You want to be relaxed. You don't want to have this pressure. That's why you never trade with money that you have to use for bills. Because if you've got a car payment coming up, and let's say you got a $600 car payment, you make $50,000 a year. First of all, go sell your car right now, because that was a dumb decision. Second of all, if you're in that situation and you use that $600 for trading, and you've whittled that 6 down to 4, and your car payment's due in 10 days, you're going to feel lots of pressure and you're going to trade like crap. Everybody does that. So everybody does that. That's why you want to trade with little pressure. Don't pressure yourself. Don't let others pressure you. Just trade on your own accord and just improve every single day. 732,000 Bitcoin now own more than one BTC. Huh. That's interesting, Russ. How the Bitcoin future's looking? I don't know, William. I'm just looking at Bitcoin, not really looking at the futures. I think the market is open. I don't have my other streamer open though. I'm going to focus on the Bitcoin chart though. Like I said, I'm not going to be here a tremendous amount of time. We're actually building a cat treehouse for some cats that we just got. So wife's using the jigsaw. I hope she still has all of her fingers when she gets back. Can't hurt yourself too bad on a jigsaw. You got Ontology at 60 cents and you're still holding for a while. Okay, very good. Very, very good. So look at 60-cent Ontology. Very nice. Yeah, good purchase, man. Very, very good. That's a very good area. Please look at GVT. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. I think GVT is one of our coins we follow here. Yeah, so GVT BTC, since Yogesh, since you didn't mention a pairing, it was doing okay over here. I don't know if I ever put this on the newsletter or not, but it after it spiked up and came down. I don't like these after when they spike up and come down and then just continue dropping. I try to avoid these at all costs. I should say I do avoid these. There's no trying about it. I pretty much avoid all of these. So this could continue going down. It hasn't proven otherwise. We are getting down towards all-time lows here on GVT, at least on Binance. I'm not sure if that's where this ICO'd or not, but. Oh, very nice. Well, was that me, Welt, or was that someone else on Ontology? Is this 20% gambling? Do you think maybe 5? I'm not sure if that's for me, Monkeytron, or if that's for somebody else. So if you want to, hey, what's up, Ian? Ian's asking if I like the X11 trade while BTC is running. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. It basically got it jump started. It broke out of our frozen rope pattern we've been talking about in the power hour. Broke out of that, and so I'm with it until it basically undercuts that 12-cent level. That's basically where my stop is at this point. It's a little bit above, but it's under this low. If that gets taken out, I'll get out of that trade. But other than that, I'm sticking with it. All right, what do we got here? Am I doing long-term buys? I really only have, well, I've got my HODL I do have a HODL Bitcoin position, so I do have that I'm not going to sell until like the actual ultimate top. And then I did buy a smaller XRP position with 5% of my portfolio, just because XRP has such a solid floor at about 30 cents, and we're only 33% up from that. So XRP has these massive runs, and the next one I just want to participate in a majority of that. Eli says the run started with Litecoin. I think they're propping it for Facebook. If anyone has some insiders info, let us know. Yeah, absolutely. If they're if Litecoin's going to do some Facebook stuff, they added privacy or talked about adding privacy. That's at least the news that I know about that started this whole pump out of the lows. Let's get some other questions in here. Some last minute questions. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Like I said, family awaits, and I just want to jump on here and get my 2 cents and answer some questions, and we'll go from there. BNB came back a little bit. It was down like 8%, came back about 6%, so it's bouncing in line with the rest of them. It's doing okay. We're still above our trend line here, Monkeytron. So yeah, nothing wrong with BNB right there. I still have a decent amount of BNB. That's what I'm settling into right now. I'm not really getting out of that. Use student loans to max out your Bitcoin's a logical choice. Absolutely, Russ. Russ highly recommends taking out student loans to buy Bitcoin, and he will assume all responsibility for the decisions that you make with that advice. Ryan, what's the best type of order for a breakout? Stop market or stop limit? Market. I don't really do limit orders. I used to do more limit orders because most of my funds are on Coinbase, and I used to do limit orders on Coinbase when they were free. Now that they're not much different from the market orders, since they started charging you for market orders, I just only do market orders. If I want in the market, I want in the market. If I do want to pick a price point, like say in a pullback or something like that, that can be a different situation where I may use a limit order. But if I'm just buying because the market's running, I'm just hitting market buy because I just want in. Got to get in. BTT charting, Hassan. Yeah, it's been really good. Got to be honest with you, I didn't really follow this one that well. I didn't call this particular coin that well. Actually, I think I do a pretty good job on most of the coins, but this one kind of eluded us. Even though it's been pretty much an extreme uptrend, it is breaking out into kind of recent highs here. We do have it now with an alert here at this 13,496. Actually, it's up here. I didn't adjust the chart here, but I did adjust it. It's like 14,020, something like that. Got it over here in the spreadsheet. BTT. Oh no, I couldn't do that because the alert system doesn't like BTT for some reason. But yeah, we talked about this like 14, basically 14,000 satoshis. If it can get above, or dollars, I'm sorry. That's 14,000,009 for this particular trend line I have here. But anyway, so BTT looking really good. There's really nothing wrong with it. Still has elevated volumes on the pops. It isn't really breaking out. It's kind of running up along this trend line anytime you have this situation. Usually what happens is we'll see it pop up, come down, pop up, come down. By that time, I'm buying on trend lines here and not on breakouts. This is one of those that I'd rather buy closer to the trend line than the breakout. But right now we have kind of a void above the trend line here, so it's been difficult to buy this one lower. So this little breakout isn't so bad. I do like the consolidation above both of these highs. BTT generally looking good though. Gross asking, when you had 1K more to invest, would you invest in Bitcoin or go day trading without leverage? I'm assuming you mean with leverage. I would wait to see and see how this consolidation works out. So far, it's working really nice, and Bitcoin is basically. There's a lot of coins going. EOS is up 8%, Litecoin's up 8%, Bitcoin's up 8%. Sometimes you have leaders and laggards. Most everything's in line within a few percent of each other. I don't think you can go wrong with BTC by any stretch of the imagination. Litecoin has been the strongest though historically here, as of late. So Litecoin's been one of the leaders. Bitcoin Cash, a little disappointing in its percentages. It usually has better percentages. But I will say this about Bitcoin Cash. It has a history of catching up and catching up quickly. So we use this as a vehicle all the time during my power hour. Is talk about trying to time Bitcoin Cash in, and it's doing okay, but it is lagging today by a little bit. So yeah, I don't mind staying with the leader, which is BTC right now. I don't mind that at all. We don't have anything major holding us back, and we don't have any. I don't think we have any major resistance for a long time now. All the prices up here are going back July of 2018, so almost a year, about 8 months. So the overhead supply up here is going to be fairly minimal since it's going on a year. What do I think about Lisk? Let's take a look at Lisk. Actually, I don't think that's one. I don't think I have for some reason. Lisk BTC. Yeah, I don't think I have Lisk. Why don't I have Lisk? I should have Lisk. Yeah, I don't have. Oh no, there. Oh, there it is. I do have it. Okay, cool. Yeah, the 51% attack on Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, I keep forgetting about that. That's a weird one. It's an interesting situation. They did it for good, but they still did it. So is it? Yeah, that's a toughie. That's a toughie. That may be why it hasn't been running as good, is probably due to that 51% attack thing. Lisk has really just been making new lows, and we haven't talked about. We talked about Lisk once here, and then it broke out of that, and then came back and did something, and then never quite came back. So I'm not super into Lisk at all right now. Alex is asking about Tron. Yeah, Tron started popping. Tron was actually languishing for the longest time. The market was doing stuff, and Tron not interested so much. Recently, we basically have been talking about this level here this is against the dollar. 0.03439 is what it looks like right there. So, I mean, it could be trying to break out of this level, going back to highs, but recently it hasn't had any kind of momentum until yesterday or overnight, whatever you want to call it. And then it finally started to outperform and then just added to it today. Added to that performance today, which is why it's up 13%, which means it basically bounced like 5% because it was at like 8. Monkeytron limits all the time 100% disagrees with what I'm saying. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, the problem I have with limit orders, and I'm a little impatient when I want to get into a trade. So what happens with me is if I end up trying to limit order on like a pullback or something like that, most of the time it never fills. And so I end up paying more anyways. So then I just started market buying. Monkeytron calling for James to make a new prediction. Well, James was flat out wrong about 1,000. I'm just going to say he was wrong, so I don't know if I'm going to bring him back in here again. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here in a second. So get your last minute questions in again, and then I'm going to bounce in probably about 5 minutes or so. What do I think about Bitcoin Cash SV? Yeah, I don't like it. I don't really like it. Not because of anything. You know, you can only fork something so many times before it just comes stupid. And I think BSV is kind of in that generation of Bitcoin forks that just seems ridiculous. Now, I know it's Craig Wright. I know he patented Bitcoin somehow. I know we had this big pump. I mean, I know all this stuff, but at the same time, until this really starts behaving well and has good behavior, I'm not really that interested in trading it. It is pretty volatile. It does have some unexpected moves, like obviously this one with the news. No one really could have expected that one unless you knew about it ahead of time. We had a little triangle here we were tracking. That thing failed. Then we bartered back up, so it's pretty unpredictable. If you can get it with a good risk reward ratio out of a nice pattern with some good volume, I may take a trade. But on balance, I'm not really playing much with BSV. There's a lot of coins out there. I don't need this kind of weirdness in my life. All right, guys. Well, that's it for me. I'm getting out of here. If you guys do enjoy my content, we do it every single day during the Power Hour. If you guys don't know, it's a service that I provide. It's a paid service. We have a group of traders that do some good work, talk every single day. So if you guys are interested, you can go to realcrypto.com. All right, there. You can go to realcrypto.com and click on our services button, and you can subscribe right there to the Power Hour. Every single day in the Power Hour, you get a newsletter with annotated charts. We do the live stream, and you get recordings for every Power Hour. The alert system, which is basically my hand-drawn alerts, and that is done through our Slack environment. And if you want to be involved with our Slack environment, regardless of the alerts, you can come in and join the conversation and involve yourself in such wonderful political talk as, I'm not going to talk about the political stuff, but did we land on the moon? If you want to join on that debate, go to our Slack chat room where you can talk about a lot of things other than crypto. But yeah, so if you guys are interested in that, you can sign up right here on the homepage of the website, and this will give you the link to the Slack chat room. So, well, thanks for joining me, guys. Wish I would have been here earlier for more of that pop, but it looks like we are consolidating it, trying to get the next leg higher. Bitcoin seeing a lot of upside pressure here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we had another prop. And probably right after I end the stream, as things are apparently happening today. When we stopped the power hours about, an hour and a half later, 2 hours later, and it popped. So, we'll see if this pops in another little bit. Well, all right, guys, have a good day. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.